The inmate deliberately soaked a large amount of filler material, then molded it into the shape of a human head. He painted it with a skin tone color to match real flesh, and finally glued on dry, yellowed strands of hair. Just like that, a disturbingly lifelike fake head was complete. Frank then slipped into a tunnel he had dug in advance. But just as he was quietly crawling through the pipe toward the upper floors, a patrolling prison guard began walking toward his cell. His lookout in the neighboring cell panicked and tried to signal Frank using sounds from a paintbrush, but it was already too late. However, when the guard arrived, he didn't realize that the Frank lying in the bed was just a fake. By that time, the real Frank had already made it to the upper level of the prison. But just as he prepared to keep climbing, he was blocked by a heavy iron gate. No matter how hard he tried, he couldn't reach it. To make things worse, the guard who had left was now turning back.
Yeah.
Right as the guard was about to leave again, his baton accidentally dropped to the floor. The loud sound should have startled anyone, but the fake Frank didn't flinch. That was unusual, and it made the guard suspicious. He reached out to wake Frank up by hand. Frank barely managed to dodge disaster. He immediately told his team to steal as many raincoats as they could from the clothing room in preparation for the breakout. That night, they planned to form a human ladder to scale the iron gate. But after closely inspecting the gate, Frank discovered an added layer of protection, a metal cover secured with rivets that couldn't be removed. While the iron bars could be pried open with a crowbar, the cover's rivets would require a power drill. At that moment, his teammates realized Frank must be out of his mind. What they didn't know was that Frank, with his genius-level intellect, had already set his sights on a neglected electric fan during a recent prison orchestra performance. No one could have guessed how he'd get it. He boldly stuffed the fan into a musical instrument case right in front of everyone. The sheer nerve of it left his teammates terrified. If the guards ever discovered they were stealing prison property, the punishment would be beyond brutal.